Hey guys, NBA, we are looking at 5 despicable things that NBA players have done. Here we go. First up at number 1, Tristan Thompson cheats on Khloe Kardashian. Tristan Thompson has made a name for himself because of his rebounding and his defense. He was a key factor in helping Cleveland climb out of a 3-1 deficit to capture their first ever NBA championship in 2016. Many people were impressed with Thompson's performance in the finals. It seemed like big things were in his future. However, his career seems to have waned due to distractions off the court. While his girlfriend, Jordan Craig, was pregnant, Thompson hooked up with reality star Khloe Kardashian. The pair seemed like the perfect couple, and Khloe seemed to have found the perfect man for her. However, a leopard cannot change its spots. Thompson cheated on Khloe while she was pregnant with their daughter. He left her for Lonnie Blair, an Instagram model and strip club bartender. It appears that Thompson is intent on just leaving baby mamas all over the place. People weren't happy with Thompson's cheating ways, as he was booed in a 2018 home game versus the New York Knicks. He also received tremendous backlash on social media. Instead of being a vital part of the Cavaliers, he had become a distraction for the team. The worst part of this entire scandal is that Thompson does not seem to be repentant for any of his actions. He's reasoned out that he cheated due to the quote-unquote unspoken rule in the NBA that players hook up with groupies on the road. This put him in hot water with players and ex-players alike. Only time will tell as to what new lows Thompson will sink to in the future. At number 2, Karl Malone disowns his son. Karl Malone seems like a model citizen. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer and a member of the original Dream Team. He also is a pillar of the community as he contributes to a lot of charitable causes. At first glance, the Malone family seems like a picture-perfect family. Malone has been happily married to Kay Kinsey for almost 3 decades, and they have 4 children together: Katie, Kylie, Carly, and Carl Jr. The children have inherited their father's good genes, as they are all school athletes. Malone himself is a man's man who spends most of his time hunting and fishing. However, most people don't know about Malone's dark secret. Prior to his marriage, he had 3 other children with 2 different women. Gloria Bell was one of these women. She was only 13 years old when she gave birth to Demetrius Bell. Malone was a 20-year college sophomore at the time. Malone was lucky that Chris Hansen was not around yet to catch this predator. Hansen would have had a field day grilling Malone on what he was doing with a 13-year-old girl that was just barely into puberty. It would have been Hansen versus the mailman. The infuriating part about this situation was that Malone refused to fulfill his obligations towards his son despite the fact that he was making good money in the NBA. Bell's grandparents were asking for a mere $200 per week. This was nothing but a steakhouse dinner for the mailman, but he refused to pay. When Malone lost a paternity suit, he was ordered to pay $125 per week. He thought it was too much, and he fought tooth and nail in court so that he would not have to pay child support. Eventually, he settled out of court. Malone was completely absent from his son's life. He did not attend any of his son's games, extend any financial support, or even mentor the young man when it came to sports. Bell did not even know who his father was until he graduated high school. After discovering Malone was his father, Bell attempted to reach out to him. Sadly, Malone said it was too late to have a father-son relationship, and he would have to make it on his own. Malone eventually became a father to his other children, Cheryl and Daryl Ford, so why did he single Bell out? Fortunately for Bell, his efforts and sacrifices paid off. He was drafted in the 7th round of the 2008 NFL Draft by the Buffalo Bills. He also played with the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys before being released in 2013. As of 2018, Bell has reported that he has mended his relationship with his father. Malone has admitted that he was wrong in how he treated his older children. At number 3, Ron Artest instigates the Malice at the Palace incident. The end of the Michael Jordan era and the Chicago Bulls dynasty left the field wide open for new contenders in the NBA. The Indiana Pacers were among those teams vying for an NBA crown. The Pacers were able to assemble a deep and talented roster to surround the legendary Reggie Miller. They had the likes of Dale Davis, Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest, and Jamal Tinsley. By this time, Miller was now past his prime and getting ready to retire, so the Pacers' championship window was brief. A championship would have been the ultimate send-off for Miller, as he spent nearly 2 decades with the Pacers organization. Alas, this was not meant to be. On November 19, 2004, there would be a bench-clearing brawl with the Detroit Pistons that came to be known as the Malice in the Palace. The Pacers dominated the game and were leading 97-82 when Artest fouled Ben Wallace on the back of the head when the latter attempted a layup. Wallace retaliated and shoved Artest in the face with both hands. Team members from both benches tried to mediate the 2 players and prevent the situation from escalating. Artest laid down on a courtside table and tried to keep away from the situation to prevent an incident. Wallace threw a towel at Artest and tried to goad him into a fight. Teammates intervened once again as they held Artest at bay. A fan, John Green, threw a cup of Diet Coke at Artest. This caused the situation to explode. Fortunately for Green, Ron grabbed a fan named Michael Ryan, mistakenly believing that he was the one who threw the beverage at him. Teammate Steven Jackson, who is also known to be a hothead, followed Artest to the stands. He punched a different fan, William Paulson, for throwing yet another drink at Artest. The fight escalated and things soon got way out of hand. Players were hitting players as well as fans. Sure, the fans could try to fight back against the players, but how can a 150-pound guy possibly stand a chance against the 250-pound Artest? That matchup is like having a rookie cruiserweight fight a world-class heavyweight. The fans could have thrown all the garbage they wanted. There is no way that they could stand up to the professional athletes who were bigger, faster, and stronger than them. The incident led to multiple player suspensions on both teams and derailed what could have been the Pacers' championship season. Coming in at number 4, Tony Parker cheats on Eva Longoria. Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria and NBA superstar Tony Parker seemed like a match made in heaven. The gorgeous Latina was quickly swept off her feet by the charming Frenchman. The two became engaged 2 years after they met, and they were wed in both civil and Catholic ceremonies less than a year after the engagement. The two seemed like a flawless Hollywood couple until Longoria discovered that Parker had been sending hundreds of texts to another woman. That woman turned out to be Erin Barry, who at that time was married to a former teammate, Brent Barry. Look, it's one thing to cheat on your wife with another woman. It's a whole nother thing to cheat on your wife with a woman who happens to be your former teammate's wife. Parker claims nothing physical ever happened between him and Erin, as it was just sexting and two friends leaning on each other for support. However, Longoria would not have any of Parker's cheating ways. The couple divorced after only 3 years of marriage. At number 5, Jason Kidd engages in domestic violence. Jason Kidd is known as one of the greatest point guards of all time. He has the second all-time record for total assists with 12,091. His total is only exceeded by fellow legend John Stockton. At the start of his career, Kidd was special. He was the 1993 Co-Rookie of the Year with Grant Hill and was part of Dallas's future along with Jim Jackson and Jamal Mashburn. However, the three never got along and were eventually shipped to different teams. Among the three, it would be Kidd who would be the most successful. He has 3 finals appearances and 1 NBA championship. However, this does not discount the fact that Kidd was an adulterer and abuser. His wife Jemana had to endure years of infidelity and physical abuse. Kidd has been a regular at the police precinct with multiple arrests for domestic violence and drunk driving. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. See you all next time.